Wow, qué loca esta.
But it's quite high, yeah?
Yeah, it's way bigger than I thought. Quite high.
Quite high. So, like today, we just look and try and find the waterfall. Then we try and find a way to access ice safely.
Imagine this happens when we're there.
We just saw a big piece of ice fall down and it created this huge wave. And you start thinking, what if it's us down there? When we go out, we'll be sometime down there, so scary. That was a big piece. We really need to take a look from close with the small boats. I'm sure we'll find nice waterfalls. Wow. Man, see how the water has made its way.
Fall any time, huh?
I hope it will come down eventually.
That's pretty, but
It's scary,
yeah,
huh?
that's good. We are looking for lots of water, high rated at the bottom, and that provides us soft landings. There's lots of waterfalls. It's just hard to find them with enough water.
Hay más chorritos, ¿no? Es muy poquito.
Yeah, small and sketchy. There's about 160 k's of cliff, so we'll keep looking. I'm sure we'll find something good.
No está
Oh
grande.
my god! Woo-hoo-hoo. This is perfect.
¿Eh?
Wow, that's amazing.
So I really think we might just have found the most beautiful waterfall I've ever seen. And now the main thing is just getting up there. We found this other place where the ice wall is way lower. It's a good access point, way easier than up there where the waterfalls are. The ice wall is much larger here, probably about 20 meters, so we can't get any closer. And we are going to have to walk almost 10 k's across the ice. Our guides have come up with a pretty smart plan to get up to the ice, but now we need to check with our Captain Benny and see if he's okay with that. Fingers crossed.
Was it this waterfall you were thinking about?
Oh, the one on the bow. If possible.
Right. Yeah, we will make it somehow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you happy if we go, Benny?
Yeah. Snow road is without sticks.
Alright, so now the plan is to get a ladder up to the ice. Philip will get up the ladder, set up a rope, and from there he'll be able to pull us up. So it's dangerous to be under the ice, so we gotta do it quick and get out of there as fast as possible. From what we have scouted on the drones, it doesn't look like it will be easy. So we will need to be prepared for river crossings, crevasses, and much more. On top of our usual kayaking gear, we have a lot of specialist equipment for this task. Ice climbing equipment, supplies, GPS radios, polar bear protection, and a ladder.
Go light, they said. It happened.
So what is the distance now over to the ice?
10 meters closing. So distance 5 meters closing. Distance.
Boy, if you didn't think things could get any worse in the world.
This is an emergency SOS call from the Netherlands. All hope is lost. Please save us. I'm calling on the international community to do something about the extreme disease that is in charge of the Netherlands. Just tonight, our parliament discussed a new law that will allow two men to donate DNA material to create a joint embryo out of two men, meaning a child born of two men. And will also allow a single person to mate with themselves to produce a self-fertilized egg and then create a child with only one biological parent. This comes after the Netherlands legalized gay marriage, after we had the first gay prime minister, after we invented the Dutch protocol, which is an unscientific, unproven way of castrating a man and then giving him a fake vagina with tissue from out of his ass. I'm not kidding about that. We're allowing euthanasia of children from ages 12 and up, and 16 and 17-year-olds can have themselves euthanized without their parental consent. We are also allowing, under the Groningen Protocol, the euthanasia of children up to 1 year old. So if you don't like your child, you can get rid of it after it's been born. Of course, we have abortion up to birth, right? We had the world's first pedophile party taking part in our elections. My God, I can't do this anymore. I wasn't born to grow up in this Sodom and Gomorrah of the world. I am of the opinion that this country needs to be vaporized. And I hereby call upon President Donald Trump, on President Putin of Russia, and the Ayatollah of Iran to point your nuclear rockets at this country and blast it to shits. Away with this. This cannot heal without first bombing it to the ground.
When the government tells you to wear sunscreen, get vaccinated, drink fluorinated water, stay at home, pay your taxes, eat seed oils, take medications, and use public transportation, it's very important that you do the opposite. Everyone who follows our recommendations ends up fat, sick, and depressed.
Have you and Jeffrey Epstein ever been in the same room together?
I was at a party and he was at that party. I never spoke to him. I never met him. He just happened to be at a party that I was invited to.
So the answer is yes?
The answer is yes. I was in a room and he was in the same room.
No, I'm getting a little deception there.
They added 1,000 years to the calendar just to hide the fact that the original Jews were the ones running this whole empire before the cleanup. I guess the truth is just a matter of who owns the copyright on the history book. We gave them a fake history. People think the Holy Land's across the sea. Egypt is right here on the Mississippi, and Israel is right here in America. The real Jews aren't who you think. They're the Moors, the melanated Asiatics they renamed to steal this inheritance. The real Jews, the true Yehuda, never left home, because Israel is right here in America. These people you call black are actually the Asiatic Moors, the original Hebrew royalty that ran this whole empire before the 18th century.
And aren't you afraid of being silenced for challenging the official record? My friend Johnny Cash, he's been out there defending the indigenous community. The original Moors like the Blackfoot, because he knows they're the true nobility.
The folks you see over there in Israel now calling themselves Jew are just the Khazarians and Ashkenazi who adopted the culture around the year.
Space is freezing cold. How did a simple film camera work perfectly on the moon for hours, without heat? Think about it. Space is said to be around minus 270 degrees Celsius. That's colder than anything we've ever felt on Earth. Your phone battery dies fast on a snowy day, right? But in 1969, a handheld film camera, powered by small batteries, ran for hours, in space. No heater, no power loss, just perfect shots. Doesn't that sound strange? Picture it, a 1960s camera sitting in a place where sunlight burns hotter than boiling water but shadows drop colder than dry ice. Inside, thin metal walls, a film reel and a few batteries, supposedly recording one of history's biggest moments. Now pause for a second. How did those batteries keep working with no air, no insulation, and no protection from radiation? How did film made for Earth, Kodak Ektachrome, survive temperatures that can melt or crack it in seconds? Maybe the cold of space doesn't behave quite like we imagine, or, maybe those scenes weren't filmed quite where we think. It's about asking why so many impossible things seem to work so easily in space footage. No freezing, no melting, no lens fog, just perfect results, every single time. If everything happened exactly as we're told, then 1960s tech somehow beat the limits of modern physics, long before smartphones or GoPros even existed.
Can someone please tell me why every single picture of a satellite actually in space is CGI? Just do me a favor and go on Google Images and search real satellites in space. And every single image that you get is not a real image, it's CGI. So if there are tens of thousands of satellites orbiting Earth, then why don't we have one single real picture of a satellite actually existing? And what are they even actually being used for if there are so many of them in space? Because our phones use cell phone towers. And notice how they have to be up at every single block in order for you to actually get service. If you step slightly outside of the city, suddenly you don't have service. Unless you happen to be next to a 5G tower disguised as a tree. Otherwise, you're cooked. What about the internet? Well, the internet is actually ran through fiber optic cables that run entirely underground and throughout all of the world's oceans. So the satellites aren't being used for the internet or cell phone service. What are they actually being used for? And what about the ISS? Well, just watch the ISS live. It's glitching out, it's CGI slop, but I made this video entirely for entertainment purposes only. We are being lied to on every single front, especially when it comes to our health. So if you actually want to take back your health, I suggest you take Chalk Shilajit capsules. They're very easy to consume, and they can help decalcify your pineal gland, bind to heavy metals, remove them from the body, and also support hormonal balance, as well as some chocolate organic heirloom cacao powder. Now just throw this in your coffee for an amazing antioxidant superfood drink in the morning. Paired with the Shilajit, you will be ready to spot CGI satellite deception and take on the Matrix. If you want more info on these products, just comment info and check your DMs.
Video, this astronaut is explaining how they exercise in space because they'll lose bone density, and she talks about how they're weightlifting and all this stuff. I don't know how weightlifting works in space, but you know, that's neither here nor there. What I want to bring to your attention is the wiring that I see. Look at the wiring on the walls of this, you know, ISS spacecraft, whatever you want to call it. This would not even be acceptable in a standard home for electricians, just having all of these wires exposed all over the place. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. NASA is taking billions of dollars, and they can't figure out a way to like wire these things properly like we see in a standard house. Like, does that make any sense to you guys? Does it make any sense that they weightlift in space when there's zero gravity? How is it that we went to the moon in 1969, but we lost the technology? We had the better technology in 1969 versus now. For the first time in history, technology was better back then than it is now, and we can't go back to the moon. Doesn't it make more sense that they're just lying to us, clearly lying to us? It doesn't make any sense what they're telling us, guys. If they're lying about this, imagine what else they're lying about. Lying about God, they're lying about spirituality, they're lying about how we actually be healthy, create the diseases, and then they sell the cures. And this is why it's never been more important to take our physical health back from these parasites. This is why I take Chalks daily every single day, clinically studied to boost free and total testosterone, something that the parasites don't want in men. And I have incredible lifetime discounts for you guys, so comment the word info and check your DMs. Peace and love.
I don't think we were supposed to watch television and take on all the problems of the world. I don't think the body's equipped for that. You know, there should be just a day the TV just goes off. Maybe a week the TV just goes off. What's so bad about that? In time, we're going to find out that all of the media is a misconception. Anytime you place your life outside of yourself, you're going to suffer grave consequences.
Don't be fooled by the internet. It's cool. It's cool to get on the computer, but don't let the computer get on you. It's cool. It's cool to use the computer. Don't let the computer use you. You all saw The Matrix. There's a war going on. The battlefield's in the mind. And the prize is the soul. So be careful. Be very careful.
On birthdays, you don't like birthdays?
No.
No, not into that.
No. We came here not knowing that we were going to die. Somebody told us that. Right? And if we never knew we were going to die, we wouldn't celebrate a birthday because
But isn't it nice to celebrate the day you was born?
I'll celebrate the day I die.
Because you're going to move on to the next path in life.
Yes. Both, for example, you had how many birthdays?
Me? What do you